one of the lowest.
Hey, all right, everybody. So it is, well, it's week 9, and so I'm going to call this lecture 17. It's the first of 2 for the week, and what I want to do first is just catch up on the forum. So I was in Washington, D.C. last week. You can see here in week 8. As you probably realized, unfortunately, because of the low subscription rate, we had to cancel the OSHA course, and so don't worry about that too much. It was the first time we were offering this recycling technology. The fact that you didn't get it is not going to affect your grade or your credit. But it is something that I encourage you to keep a lookout for. If next time there's an OSHA 10 course out there, go ahead and apply for it. Especially the materials handling and the biomass handling. So, any questions on that?
Yeah. What did you just say about?
Oh, we had to cancel the OSHA course. There were only 4 students signed up, and they need a minimum of 6. That was the reason.
Okay. Well, who didn't?
You
need to get on them. Because that totally ruined my whole Wednesday.
I'm sorry that happened, and I didn't have the power to get on them. I was not here. I sent the email out multiple times, and unfortunately only I know. I think we had 4 signups. It's okay.
It's a mandatory.
No.
Exercise your.
Yeah, I can't dictate to people their behavior. I can merely offer.
Or take points off.
No,
So it's not going to be done again?
The OSHA courses are offered many times throughout.
Program.
It doesn't have to be. No, it doesn't have to be offered from this program. We merely asked OSHA to come over and give their 10-hour course.
Yeah.
And as they were on their way over, we said, it looked like since we didn't have anybody from West Campus sign up for it, and since we only had 4 people from this course sign up for it, OSHA had to cancel it. They need a minimum of 6 people to make it worth their while.
Okay. So, but now if we do it, we have to pay for it.
You don't have to pay for it. It's free.
OSHA training is free.
Yeah. The 10-hour course is free.
All right, when do you have any employees?
I don't have any. I scheduled mine, but what I encourage everyone to do, obviously since people's schedules couldn't accommodate the time that I selected, what I encourage you to do is contact the OSHA office in Helena and ask them the next time they'll be in Missoula. Or, when you're going to offer something in Helena, I'll come over and take it. So that's, and they're free. Okay, so my apologies for that. I did what I could to make it happen. Just only 4 students signing up was not sufficient. So I'm going to get into the medals. I'm going to spend the first half hour here catching up on the forums. And I'm a little disappointed to see so few posts here, but let's just see what's in here. So Jason was looking into silver. More abundant than gold. Monetary system. Let's do this one. Here's chemical. Yeah, so beyond jewelry, these metals do have valuable industrial applications. That's a good point. Disinfectants and microbes, yes, silver chloride. They're also used in electrodes in biomedicine, to biomedical engineering as well.
Was it the clotted silver, the natural antibiotic?
Yeah, I think
that actually saved my life.
Oh, really? Okay.
Saved my life. I would not be here if I had not taken that.
Yeah, silver is a good antibiotic. Did you take the silver orally or topically?
Orally, it was in the liquid.
Oh, really?
Took several drops under my tongue.
Wow.
And it was the only thing that killed the infection that
Wow.
doctors could not get rid of. Within a couple of, less than a month, I would have been.
Was the infection in the GI tract?
It was in my bladder.
Oh, okay.
And it was only one antibiotic left.
Kidney.
That was IV. There was nothing else they were going to be able to
Huh.
do.
Huh.
And I took it for 3 days.
Okay.
And
And the silver got into your bloodstream and
got
killed
it,
an infection in
and
your
killed
kidneys.
it.
Wow.
It
Wow.
was, I am alive because of it,
Wow.
yeah. So I use it on everything now, pets, your dog. Oh, yeah.
I want to take this little table that you put here and do some comparisons on these prices. I want to see if there is there's any inherent value in the masses themselves. And this is also, I just want to let everyone know,
In the mouse.
well, the size of the mass. So just a second ago, you were saying how it's not worth your while. So for example, it more than likely would not be worth my while to get in my car or get in my bicycle or walk myself over to a recycling station with one aluminum can in my hand. I mean, yeah, I might get a certain amount of money for it, but in terms of my, what my time is worth to do that, not worth it. And, it's a similar scenario in any retail or commodity market where if I'm going to buy a whole bunch of something, it's going to cost me less per unit mass. Supersize it, whatever.
Yeah,
So-
some of the recycling of the silver, almost all the sites that I've looked at so far recommended that you put it into like bullion bars, that's your best.
Yeah, so of these, let's just see which one's the best value, ounce per ounce or gram per gram. And this same type of skill is something that I'm going to look for on the midterm. Going through the course so far, it seems like the problems that a lot of people are struggling with are the quantitative ones. But frankly, those are the more valuable ones. Those are the ones that are going to determine how much money you are able to recover from these materials. So let's pop this into a spreadsheet. I'm going to see which one is the most valuable. So just a little bit of quick unit analysis while we're going through the spreadsheet.
Because like if you're gonna take the silver off the connectors like that are, in electronics, it's not, you really have to have a crap load to make it even worth your time because the price is so low.
Sure.
I think it was Sean that did gold, and he even talked about how, gold can be squished down to like 5/10 of, like super, small amounts. So,
1
yeah,
ounce can be stretched.
It's the same thing. I guess at one point, if you're looking at economic value, where is your cutoff point?
Where's your break-even point? No, it's a excellent question.
Like if the chemicals cost you, $25 to produce 1 ounce, it's not.
A perfect example is like aluminum foil. Have you ever seen how aluminum foil is made? It's ridiculous how much processing goes into aluminum foil, considering it's almost impossible to recycle.
Yeah.
They have to take like a giant 1-ton block of aluminum and basically stretch it out and keep stretching it out. They don't like cut it into sheets, they have to like stretch it.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. Watch one of those jalapenos are made videos on that.
It's just a
It's
disposable.
like, it doesn't, it surprises me that aluminum foil is not like $50 a roll.
And it's horrible to cook with.
It has to, be heated and slowly squished out like Play-Doh almost. This is crazy.
So I'm just going to go through these in no particular order. So this is going to be 5, 10, 23. So that's how much it is per kilogram. So to get dollars per gram, what do we need to do to the dollars per kilogram? Divide by 1,000, perfect. So we got that guy. And then what's the, let's go from kilograms to ounces. So I just want to pull that up really quick, kilogram to OZ. Usually you can just copy paste from this guy.
Yeah, 0.0357.
Okay, so equals that number divided by that number. In fact, I'm going to show you a little, here's what we should be doing properly. So I'm going to copy that one. Oops. Just copy this number. Oops. Paste it there. Okay, so this is going to be ounces per kilogram. So a better way to do that is going to be that divided by that same number. And also, these are going to be the numbers that we enter. So you might color your spreadsheet with yellow for, well, caution when entering. I don't know. You can put a blue color here for a constant, and then everything else kind of runs itself. We could do the same thing on this, grams per kilogram. Oops. Grams per kilogram. And then same thing here. So that divided by that number. There we go. Okay. So now we can see that now we should, as we move up here, we should be able to compare apples and apples, as it were. So 100-gram silver bar, so dollars per kilogram equals this number divided by 10. Oh, no, multiplied by 10, because we're going from 100 kilograms. So as it turns out, already the 1 kilogram bar is actually more valuable on a per kilogram basis than 10 100-gram bars would be. Do you see that? It's 3 cents more valuable, for whatever that's worth. So dollars per gram. We can take this guy. Another thing, I'm going to, in this formula right here, I'm going to pin that at $3. So if I take this now, I'm going to copy it, move it up there, paste it. The added value is lost in the significant digits. And then same thing here. L3, I'm gonna pin that with a $sign as well, so I can take this number, copy it, paste it. Okay, now 50-gram equals that times 20. Dead on, no change there. I'll take both of these cells, copy them, paste them, no change. 1 ounce, so I've got the number. I'm going to take that 1 ounce, I'm going to convert it into grams. So this is going to equal that number. And then I want to do, let's see, ounces per kilogram. Oh, let's go this way. Let's pop it in here. Equals ounces. I'll divide that by that number. Oh, I do that backwards. Multiply. Sorry, there we go. Now, this guy, So let's just make sure these are correct. Okay, so what's the best way to deal in silver if you had your choice? Yeah, I mean, if you just look down the dollars per kilogram file or column, it's going to be better for you to sell them in 1 ounce silver bars, assuming you can find the market. Does that make sense? Okay. Pretty simple, but there you go. And you could see something like this being on a midterm exam as a valid quantitative question. So I'm going to save that, documents, courses. I'm not saying this will be on the midterm, but this would be kind of fair game for a midterm exam. Okay. So anyway, thanks for sharing those. That's exactly what I wanted to see in the forum. You know, what are the market values of metals? Did you have a quote for that somewhere? I mean, where'd you get this? It says recent silver bar gram values listed. Where was that listed?
Typed in current silver value.
Okay.
I don't know for sure what that comes from.
Yeah.
I can try to look into
That might be some national repository. You know, I'm guessing if you walked across the street over here to the gold shop, they're going to give you something different. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for posting that.
I just tried to get kind of an average, general, but yeah, like you said, depending on, and then purity level changing too.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I'm a little. I mean, maybe we'll get to somebody who did the actual assignment, but I really want to see your negotiations with an actual vendor. I mean, I gave you a little example during week 7 to show you what I was after, and that's what I would, I'd like you to follow through on that, because, I sit in these zero waste and recycling meetings all the time in Missoula, and I think there are a lot of people who want to see this type of thing happen, but they sort of leave it up to somebody else to do. It's like somebody else is going to solve my problem for me. Well, no. So someone else is just going to keep creating the environment for you to continue to complain. Okay, let's see what Sean came up with here. You guys are going after the high dollar metals, man. No one's into lead or tin or lead's not dangerous.
Dangerous to the fish, the water. You touch it and you have it goes into your body, cause deformities, you'll grow extra things.
Yeah, but our food will do that, so.
What?
Our food will do that.
I know.
All right. Just as we saw with silver, yeah, so there's our industrial purposes, electronics, yep.
One interesting thing for the silver was that I guess it's more of a byproduct of copper and gold processing.
Oh, sure, yep.
Which I thought was kind of
A lot of these heavy metals are found together, yep, yep.
I guess a lot of people don't dig for silver.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's just like a bonus when they're doing copper.
Right, right. Well, it's a little bit like natural gas sort of being a byproduct or a waste product of a lot of these other drilling operations, for oils. I could see the same thing being true of silver, being near gold. elements can be drawn. I like that. Gold is one of the best conductors of heat and electricity, very reflective, yeah. You know, a lot of the gold was used in the early Apollo missions for that too, for its reflectivity. Very resistant to oxidation, absolutely. Inert, scarce and difficult to find, making it more valuable. In the last 10 years, gold production has been unable to keep with demand. Annual supply of gold has fallen short of the fabrication. I have heard that only 10% of the planet's gold has been mined. We've dug up about 10% of what is here. Who's to say? I mean, there's nothing to say that there's not even deeper reserves beyond our mining capabilities either. But this is sort of mineable. What's that?
Who knows what's in the ocean?
Right. It could floating in the ocean. It could be some cranking around in the core too. This is interesting. The amount of gold mined each year is 4 to 5 times the amount of scrap supplies. So yeah, if demand is high, it's going to warrant the effort to go and dig a hole versus head down to the pawn shop and buy up all the earrings. Most discoveries are uneconomic to mine. Yeah, this is true too. If you don't have a sufficiently high density, the energy to separate the gold atoms from all the other ones becomes prohibitively high. So there again, energy being involved in the separation of matter.
You watch any of those mining shows, like up in Alaska, and they'll tear out 40 acres of topsoil, come up with 20 ounces of gold.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a similar concept going to some of the coal mines in eastern Montana. I mean, they're removing couple hundred feet of rock just to get down to the coal. So yeah, there's always some overburden. It's not just laying there. Undesirable substitute for other metals, small fluctuation of gold price doesn't really affect industrial demand. I can see that being the case. It's pretty big fluctuations. I'm looking at that peak right around 2010, and I'm not an economist, but I'm thinking that it was rising like that because when money, currency, is starting to lose its value, people will put it into hard assets like gold. I'm just guessing. I mean, I'm guessing that's what the reason was there.
What happened?
When in the recession, everybody wanted to buy gold because
You wanted to get out of money.
Different than money. Our money's only worth what the country can back up, or say they can back up.
And I did some research on why the gold prices dropped really bad, and there's so many different theories on what, and I don't remember any of them. But I'm just saying there was one to blend the economy, but then there was another side saying it had to do with some other countries and what they did with their gold, and I didn't quite understand it all.
Well, there's instances like if the country knows they have a big amount of gold that hasn't been mined, and they haven't told anybody about it, then the price of gold goes up, and they're like, hey, we've got all this gold, it's going to drop now. It's on the market.
But we didn't, but that
The
didn't
diamond
happen,
industry
though.
does it, it's done it for years.
Yeah, the more you have something, the less it's worth. But it's not what happened this time with the gold prices, was it? Was anyone sitting on a gold?
Not that I know, that was just.
Yeah, Yeah, because that's what I thought too, that when there was, but then.
What's,
then you said that people were buying
is this
it.
total waste right here, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, and then, so some fraction of that is gonna be copper, we don't know exactly, but
Exactly. I
you could
don't
try to
know
extrapolate, sure.
exactly.
Right, right. Yeah, I was just doing some wiring at my house, and I ended up with all these little, just kind of 3 and 4 inch snippets of wire, and, there's copper, there's obviously the vinyl on the outside, and then, and there comes your energy argument. Do you then sort of, manually peel this off? Do you put it through some kind of thermal process? I know, there are some environmentally unsound practices that will, burn it or incinerate it with the hydrocarbons leaving and the
It reduces the quality though.
I think it can, yeah, I think it can oxidize it.
If you strip it manually, then it will retain its number 1 or number 2 quality, but as soon as you start burning it or using chemical, then it degrades the copper away from those higher prices.
Right. There might be some more gentle thermal processes where if you've got just a mess of this stuff, to bring it up to a relatively low temperature. And we went through all those melting temperatures on the periodic table previously, because what you really do not want to have happen is oxygen, other hydrocarbons bonding with your metal and reducing its purity. So that's key concern.
I don't know if Montana, but other places, if they think that you have burned your copper wire to get your stuff off, they will report you.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's, it sounds like there's some due diligence there in terms of people behaving environmentally irresponsibly.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, they're like, you're like you're.
Okay, guys, so this was pretty good, but it's not quite exactly what I asked for. What I was really asking for, and I'll dig into my own emails here in a little bit, I was asking for each person in this class to open a conversation or a negotiation with a buyer. I mean, I actually kind of wanted to see that entrepreneurial activity start. I mean, obviously, we're here in academia, and it's our job to practice this. But I'm really hoping that you can come away from this course with some actual negotiation skills with the broader markets. Because right now, we're sort of beholden to a very small number of very large recycling, materials handling companies. And what I would love to have happen would be to have some of you in the class actually start your own companies, or at least see what's involved in doing that. But I mean, this is a perfect place to start, because you can sort of see what the actual dollar amounts you're dealing with. Is this worth my time? Can I have enough space to stockpile this stuff until the prices get better? And of course that is going to cost money too. But that's really a little bit more where I was hoping to head. So I encourage you to do it. I'm not going to, your grade will be based on your exams and your report from your 15 hours and all that. But anyway, I just encourage you to do it, and hopefully you get out of it what you put into it. Yes, question?
So you call up a company, say somewhere else, and try to negotiate some product that you have that you really don't have, and that's not going to happen. You're kind of lying to them.
No. Well, I'm not.
I mean, in theoretical.
No. What I am seriously considering doing is offering a contract to the University of Montana for them to go off the landfill. And what I would like to do is divert all of their organic material from the landfill. The landfill does not get to throw away cheeseburgers and topsoil and soda cans and ice cubes and dirty tissues anymore. That's going to go and be turned back into dirt, and we will create soil. And no, the university doesn't get to throw away styrofoam cups and styrofoam peanuts and styrofoam containers. That's going to be cleaned and turned into a building material. And no, the university doesn't get to throw away, you know, put in the landfill, sticks, what have you, that's gonna be turned into a fuel product. So it's not being dishonest. You're not being dishonest when you tell the university, hey, I really want your cell phones. I've got a market for it.
When you're fine of other companies
Oh.
to take your product,
Oh,
you are, because you don't have product.
well,
You're kind of
you're not,
negotiating
no,
supply.
you're not telling them that you have product. What you're doing is you're saying, I mean, it could be as small as, hey, I make 50 pounds of cans per year, is this gonna be enough? And that what they'll answer you with is, no, we need 50 tons per month. And then you will have information that allows you to determine, oh, now I can see why it in fact is a challenge for the Axeman and for Pacific Steel and for Republic Services to make money on these goods. But you don't know until you try. I wasn't asking you to lie or be dishonest. I was asking you to engage with the broader world, because in a lot of ways we're very insulated from that in Missoula, Montana. I was not asking you to lie. I was asking you to engage. Okay? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to pause it there and back. Perfect, 30 minutes.